Okay, morning everybody. Thanks for joining us here today, and thank you for agreeing to participate in this video. I'm here with members of the Irish Dementia Working Group who have agreed to talk about their experience during the pandemic. So I'll start with introductions if that's okay.
Yeah, I'm Frank Golden. I'm 81 years of age. I'm in reasonably good health, thank God, and have an extended family and keeping very active.
Brilliant. And Jerry, we'll hand over to you if that's okay, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
My name is Jerry Paley. I live in Greystones by the sea, which I love, and I'm married and I have a little doggy. We don't no family, but I have a doggy which keeps us. We're a trio together, you know. We're active and we do lots of walking and things like that. Even with the pandemic, we're able to walk around our area, and we're never bored, you know, because we have so many different paths to try and get around and that. So we try not to let it get us down, you know.
Very good, very good. Well, I'll introduce myself. My name is Saoirse Kelly. I'm the Advocacy, Engagement and Participation Officer with the Alzheimer's Society. I'm relatively new to this role, so I'll be relying on you guys to keep me on the track today. This is my first live video, so I'm in good hands. So we're going to discuss today then just, you know, people's experiences during the pandemic. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions. So Frank, I might ask you first, if that's okay. What did you find hard during the pandemic?
Well, there was a restriction on movement, but on the other hand, I count my blessings, because there's an awful lot of people who were affected in their work.
Sure.
I'm retired, but I would think far more people who are at working age are affected by this than I am, because really at this age we're not I don't play golf or anything like that, so it's a sort of sedentary existence, and it hasn't made that difference except not being able to socialize. But then socializing is limited when you're in our age group. Listen, I have no complaints.
And maybe, I know when I talked to you before, you were saying that you did really miss your grandchildren and your children.
Yeah.
So I'd say that was difficult during the pandemic.
Yeah, it being close to them, we could talk at a distance, of course, and they're all growing up, and yeah, but we're blessed to have them and being able to speak to them online, so to speak.
Okay, and if I'm right in thinking, I think you would have been very keen to go visit Emma and places like that, and you couldn't do that during the pandemic either, could you?
No, it's yeah, but again, for other people, you know, that's no great imposition or hardship.
Okay. And did you manage to get your shopping okay? Did people help you with that, Frank?
Yeah, we have an arrangement where Jackie gives our shopping list online to the local grocer and they deliver it.
Very good. So everything went online. You're very tech savvy then in your house, Frank.
Yeah, except we can't do any wine tasting. That's really devastating.
Very good, Frank. So Jerry, I might come over to you and ask you the same question. So what did you find hard during the pandemic?
Well, I live in Greystones, so I'm sort of quite a bit away from my friends, although I have a few friends here. But my main friends are sort of in the Dunleary area, and the rugby club I'm involved with, that was closed. So but I was able to meet some of them in Dalkey, and there's an outdoor area in one of the restaurants, so we could meet up on a Friday afternoon and sit around outdoor, and we had an hour together, that type of thing, and we could have a chat and have a bite to eat, and then we had to head off. you know, usually you had to sign in and sign out and
Sure.
check for your COVID and things like that. But that was nice, you know, but thankfully the weather has been good and I've been able to get out and about, you know.
So you missed your rugby then, Jerry, throughout the pandemic?
Well, I did, you know, well, I'm a bit old now to be playing it, but the rugby was a big part of my life. And even off season, the club was still open and we'd have activities going on. So it's open now, and we had a match there last weekend. So there was a good turnout. We still had to keep our social distancing to a certain extent, but we have patios outside and we put up tents and things like that, so we could keep our distance and things like that.
And Jerry, I know, as you are too, Frank, you've both been very active with the Irish Dementia Working Group. So during the pandemic, then my understanding is you couldn't meet. Was that correct, Jerry?
Well, because I live in Greystones, I had travel restrictions as well, so I couldn't actually meet them in Down. But when they lifted them, we were able to. But we still haven't met face to face as such. But the area that we're involved with in Greystones hasn't opened yet. The men's shed we used to go to hasn't opened yet, and there's a group. A dementia group hasn't opened yet. That has to get the okay, which is it's in a church hall, and it's quite large, and so dairy. So I'm making space ourselves, but it's a lot of the members are a lot older than I am, so I think they want to be still a bit wary about getting out of it.
So there was a real feel, I suppose, of isolation during the pandemic for you, that all your groups and clubs had stopped.
Yeah, but having said that, we were able to get by, you know. We weren't bored. My dog kept me very active, you know, and I love walking, and we both love walking. And the coffee shops started open again, so I like coffee going down, and some friends were coming out in Dart, so we could meet up.
Very good.
And then I travelled into. My first trip into Dublin was to the National Gallery, and they had an exhibition on there, and it was
lovely, brilliant.
It was very nice to get back into that sort of scene.
Very good.
So, but we didn't go too far in Dublin. We just came out of the station, went up to the National Gallery, and there's a Jack B. Yeats exhibition on.
Lovely.
So if it's still on and you're up there, go and see it. It's fabulous. You know?
Thanks for the recommendation, Jerry. You're very good.
Yeah.
So everybody here will be running off to the National Gallery now after today. We might move on to the next question if that's okay. I'll go back to you, Frank.
Yes.
So what opportunities for joy did you find during the pandemic?
Well, rather than say for joy, we haven't found it so interfering or anything like that. We have great freedom. We're next to the Phoenix Park, and we go out, we walk a lot, we're in the open a lot, and it's just possibly, and these are not essential things, socializing and you know, having a meal with somebody or something like that. But then even at our age, that's with people diminishing, there's fewer of those occasions. Look, it's inconvenient, but it's not devastating or anything like that. And I really feel really sorry for people who cannot work or who've been made unemployed because of it.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the people who are young and maybe have mortgages or young families and so forth. And I really feel for people like that. But people like ourselves who are relatively comfortable, it is not having the same effect, but certainly not for us.
Am I right in thinking though, Frank, during the pandemic, you would talk to your grandchildren every day?
Yeah, nearly every day. Yes, almost every day. Yes, yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. And was there a bit of storytelling on the phone or?
What is more interesting to them is knowing what it was like when we were children.
Oh, okay, very good. So they were interested in your history.
Yeah, and of course, the past is a foreign country.
Very good, very good.
Hmm.
And you're getting to see your grandchildren now, I take it, Frank?
Well, we see them online. We occasionally can see them. We go down and see them at a distance. Well, 10, 15 feet, a few meters away.
Okay.
Yeah, that level. Yeah, thank God. Yeah,
Very good. Very
but
good.
not often. But they're also teenagers, and they have other interests now.
As most teenagers do, Frank.
Yes, yeah.
As you did when you were a teenager, Frank.
Well, look, Jerry, I might ask you the same question if that's okay. So what opportunities did you find for joy during the pandemic?
Well, I got to discover new areas within Greystones.
Brilliant.
I can go out to the gate and I can go left or right. So that's my choice, and then I can go left again or right again. So there's so many different areas I can walk around with. Like we have Delgany beside us and we have the coast beside us. So we're never bored with those areas. And there's a lot of greenery, a lot of parks, and the sea, and coffee shops have opened again. So
That's a plus.
yeah. But generally, we're happy with having the dog. It helps an awful lot, and he needs to be exercised regularly, and so we get the same exercise as he does. So it's good,
Very good. So Teddy brings you a lot of joy then, Jerry.
Oh, very much so. If he could talk now, he'd tell a few stories.
Oh, very good. Every house needs a Teddy then, Jerry, is that right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Recommend one,
Very good. Well, thanks so much for talking to me today about your experiences. I think the one thing that came through for everybody here was being outdoors, nature. I think you've both been very lucky in where you live, is what you were saying, that you've got beautiful surroundings to go walking in nature. So that seemed to be very important during the pandemic for you.
Well, it shows the importance of what we've got that doesn't cost anything, to walk around.
Thank you so much for participating today. It's always good to leave on a positive note, so we might finish it up there if that's okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
Thank you again for your participation, and thank you for making my first video so interesting and easy. So thank you so much and have a good day.